today we are probably gonna have a smaller video, but sometimes I say that and then it gets to be a longer video anyway, so we'll see how it goes. But we are going to do the dark triad personality test. And with a lot of these psychology tests that you find online, and they're not all that, accurate, but some fun information that has, you know, a little bit of hey, now you know kind of deal. But yeah, so this time I put it on screen, and you can follow along. I'll post that URL on the description of the video so you could follow along if you want. Probably going to talk about some of the questions, but again, I'm not trying to make it too long. But yeah, this is mostly going to be soft-spoken or whispers. Sometimes I whisper, but soft-spoken. Okay. So what we got here, a dark triad personality test. So there it is. This is a small explanation. It's measuring 3 traits, right? Machiavellism, narcissism, and psychopathy. So, dark triad personality traits are closely related yet independent personality traits that all have somewhat of a malevolent connotation. So, pretty much, it's going to measure narcissism, which is excessive self-love, psychopathy, the lack of empathy, and Machiavellism, a manipulative attitude. And yeah, just telling you a bit of the rundown here. So yeah, it's just a fun little test because, I mean, honestly, you're not gonna get a good grasp of how to measure somebody or those traits within like 2 minutes, how it says here, but it depends how the person answers, right? Okay, let's get started. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. It's not wise to tell your secrets. Is that true? It's not wise to tell your secrets. Well, I think more so it's who you tell them to that determines if it was wise or not. Now, you will never know if someone will use information against you, but one of the rules I like to live by is don't do anything that, makes you seem like the bad guy. Then they can't really use anything against you. But, I mean, sometimes it's harder said than done. Some people, but, and again, I've been in situations where someone could just lie and make up a situation because, just to make you look bad or whatever. But I will say disagree, because it's in the human condition to want to tell people how you feel, right? We're social animals. That's how we are. It's an important part of civilization. Anyway, next question. People see me as a natural leader. Well, this one's pretty straightforward. Slightly agree because, I mean, I'm introverted like 95% of the time. And surprisingly, I don't know, I'm in my mid-20s, but a lot of times at work or in college, I always got along with older people when it came to working. But when it came to like, jokes and just, hobbies and stuff, I usually got along with slightly younger people. So maybe I went off on a tangent there, but it depends. So I'm gonna put more often than not, yeah. But it just, if I'm like really introverted at the moment, probably not, right? but at work, almost always. So I agree. I like to get a revenge on authorities. Okay, wow. I, it's kind of funny. I like to get revenge on authorities. No. Okay, well, the problem with this question is that there's two words here that really, like pop. And that is revenge and authorities. So, since I've been young, I've always kind of taught myself that revenge is dumb. Like, it doesn't end. And to be honest, as I got older, I see this a lot more, like in stories and whatnot. Well, I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a lot of games, like video games that kind of stress that point. There's movies that stress that point. But I actually learned it from a song. There's this hardcore song from a band called Hatebreed, and it's called Another Day, Another Vendetta. And I heard this song when I was like 9 years old or something. And I had no idea what vendetta meant. So, I looked it up. And this is like the whole idea of vendettas leading to more vendettas, leading to like never ending violence. Like, yeah, revenge never really works. Like, it never just ends. Like, maybe in some cases, right? But it's better just not to reciprocate with that kind of negative intent someone had on you, Like, the classic saying goes, be the bigger person. Sometimes it's hard, but most times you can. Another thing is authorities. Now that is complicated. I grew up kind of like as a punk, but in most of my jobs I was an authority figure, so I landed in a weird spot. But I'd say when the authority plays the part right, they, rules are rules. Oh, I will say disagree. I like to use clever manipulation to get my way. No. The reason why is that, okay, so I have a long answer for this, but shortened down. Basically, the way I see it is manipulation could get you, it could open a lot of doors, and it could do a lot of good for you. And personally, I see a lot of reason to do that professionally. But if your moral conscience is probably going to try to fight it. And that is normal, because when you're manipulating something or someone, like if you're working the system or you're working people, like deep down, you're using energy. You're using energy to play a certain game to get certain results. And when I was younger, I used to be pretty manipulative when I was like a 12-year-old. But as I got older, like around 14, I was like, hey, I'm using all this manipulation to get my way. I'm pretty good at it. But it's tiring, things aren't necessarily real. Like, had something played out without your interactions of getting involved, things probably would have played out differently. Especially when it comes to relationships, like, I'd say more friendship than romantic, but like, if you're messing with a whole group of people and it's working, like, you're probably gonna think, oh, that's cool, right? But after a while, it's like you're using so much energy and mental work to keep this system you created running. Like, everything is running on lies or stretching the truth, right? And it gets to the point where, like, does it even matter that they like you or they follow you if that's not you? You know, you're just feeding them what they want. And I mean, that's why I'm against manipulation. So, no, I would say disagree. I try to never manipulate. I mean, it's not that hard. Now we could get into specifics of like what really is manipulation, you know, like at what point does influence stop and manipulation start? Like at some point, some kind of outside interference is going to change the way you see things and interact with things in your world. But that's a whole another discussion. So let's go with disagree here. I hate being the center of attention. This one's pretty straightforward. It depends. It just depends how cool I'm with the people there. Like, if I think everyone's respectable, yeah. If not, then no. So it's gonna be dead center neutral. Or you know what? Even slightly disagree. I avoid dangerous situations. Yes. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but yeah, I almost always, if something is dangerous, you know, I'm not gonna stick around. You know, there's no reason to put myself in unnecessary trouble. So, agree. Whatever it takes, you must get to the important. I can't even talk. Okay? Whatever it takes, you must get the important people on your side. Man, this is textbook manipulation. This is right here. This is Machiavellianism, like, you know. But not a thumbs up. Never mind, not that. But a good example. Okay. I'll admit, like, even trying to avoid to do this, sometimes you gotta do it. Like, I do this a lot at work. Like, not necessarily being a, you know, kiss up, but if your boss likes you, like, most of your time, your job's gonna be a lot easier. Yeah, just if people have influence over a big part of your life, then try to be on their good side. Sometimes you can't, but try when it's the responsible thing to do. So, okay, see, the problem is that it says whatever it takes. No, no, not whatever it takes. Highly dependent. So, disagree. Many group activities tend to be dull without me. I don't know. With my close friends, I would agree. With my old coworkers, somewhere here, so slightly agree. Payback needs to be quick and nasty. I don't. Again, I try to never do things out of spite. Like, I mean, no one messes with me, so I can't even give an example. Okay, but like, say when I was a school teacher, right? If somebody says something negative, you might do something what they call a clap back, right? You respond negatively, and sometimes it just comes out. It's like, just a quick retaliation, right? But I mean, it's never. I always did it like in a funny manner. It wasn't. It wasn't like nasty. It was just like, it just happens automatically. Kind of like when a fly gets close to your eye. You just, you don't think about it. So, disagree. Like if you're thinking about payback, you already messed up. Now, if it happened automatically and its reaction, I'd forgive that. But yeah, no. If you're thinking about it, if you're like, oh, it needs to be quick, it needs to be nasty, then no, I don't do that. Avoid direct conflict with others because they may be useful in the future. Okay, well, this is weak. This is wording it very different than normal, right? Avoid direct conflict with others because they may be useful. I want to say agree. I know that they're saying it in a manipulative way, but the way I see it, the less problems you cause and the less problems you escalate, the more people will see you as kind of good. Now, you don't gotta be everyone's friend, right? But your reputation as a person does matter in the real world, Now, they may not know the truth, right? Of whatever you're doing. I mean, hopefully you are a good person, but say they hear something negative. They might not even know that. They might not have means to know whatever they heard is true or false, but if everyone else thinks you're good, chances are, like, you're gonna get away with it. Like, they're not gonna believe the negative. So, I want to say that's useful. I don't want to say you're using people. More so, you're just being good. So, but I'm gonna say agree, because it is useful to be a good person. So, I know that I am special because everyone keeps telling me so. Okay. I don't know how to respond to this one. I don't want to sound negative, but nobody tells me that, so. Okay. People often say I'm out of control. No. It is wise to keep track of information that you can use against people later. So, we've covered this. I don't think you should use things against people. Okay, well, see, now they caught me, right? I wouldn't say use against them. More so just be aware of their character and make your decisions based off of that, because if someone's always, messing up or putting others in bad positions, like, yeah, you should totally keep track of that. Now, to use against people later, that sounds weird. I'd say keep track of information to defend yourself, to protect yourself, But to use against for you to, like, blackmail? Nah, we don't do that, so disagree. I like to get acquainted with important people. Oh, once again, I'm busted, guys. Yeah, like, again, it's just the way the world works. It's pretty hard to push yourself in any form of capacity if you don't know anyone with power. Like, the powerful people usually vouch for you, and then that's how you get power yourself. Or if it's set in a way where it's like more of a meritocracy, like where you get judged off how good you are, then that's different, right? But most of the time it's going to be a mix of influence, power. No, more influence than power. By power, I mean ability, right? But yeah, so slightly agree. Like sometimes you got them. Like I don't think it's the moral thing to do because it is slightly manipulative, but the way everything is set up, it's like good luck, Like if you're not doing that, good luck, It's true that I can be mean to others. Can be, yes. I think. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. If anything, I probably just don't understand. Like I'll tell you this, guys. Most of the times I have been mean to someone, are because I misunderstood a whole bunch of things, or like I didn't have enough information. But I mean, I don't really even act on things if I don't have information. So I would define, like I don't know how to say this. Maybe this is super narcissist to say, or psychopathic, but I don't believe that I'm being mean, like just being mean, because like I'm not mean to people, but if someone does something very bad, you gotta react. It's more like fixing a problem than punishing them. But I don't go out of my way to punish someone just because. Like that'd be mean. That'd be weird. Like, so that's a disagree. Okay, so you should wait for the right time to get back at people. Again, like, nah, just don't do that. Like, why? Like there's nothing. What's gonna come out of it? Yeah, so I disagree. I feel embarrassed if someone compliments me. No, I mean, they do it a lot, probably. Yeah, slightly disagree. People who mess with me always regret it. Okay. Dang, man. Again, I don't think this has happened until like middle school. I mean, I was a troubled kid back then, so I was pretty good at fighting. So I want to say like, yes, but okay. I just put agree. I just feel. I mean. This is like an adult messing with another adult, like come on, like that's not common. Since it's asking me in the present, I'm gonna go ahead and say disagree, because like nobody really, I can't think of anyone that has messed with me in the past maybe 15 years, so disagree. There are things you should hide from other people because they don't need to know. Oh, guys, they got me again. Okay, so I gotta be truthful, right? I'd say as long as that thing, like, you don't wanna, I don't know how to say this. Don't lie to people to hurt their feelings. Like don't lie. If you know something's gonna hurt someone, I'd always say don't do it. Now if you did do it and now you're lying about it, now you just kind of made it worse. So I would say more like, Jesus, this is very situational. Because like the way I see this, like this could probably mean anything from like cheating on your girl, or I don't know, hiding the fact that you have a piece of gum from, and you don't want to give one to your coworker, like. So, like, don't cheat on your partners, guys. But I will say sometimes it's okay, and I'm probably not okay, right? But a necessary evil to lie to preserve peace. You know, like if you're making a deposit at a bank, or you just withdrew cash for some reason, you run into a homeless guy, right? And he's like, you got something, like, and you only have hundreds. You gonna give him $100? Like, what if you don't got that much? You know, like, what if you need that money? Now, like, it's one of those. Like, I unfortunately would lie to him. I'd be like, hey, man, that's not. You can't just give out that kind of money. You know, if it was a couple of ones, or even 5, then maybe. But it's just very situational. So, slightly agree. I have been compared to famous people. Oh. Lately, more than other times, but I mean, I don't see it. So, disagree. Slightly disagree. I've never gotten in trouble with the law. Ooh. Never. Okay. Go back to my teenage manipulative past. I have talked my way out of trouble so many times, so I will say, am I tricking the question now? Because I didn't get into trouble. I was heading there. Like, trouble found me, and I left. Like I dodged it. So I agree. I've always won. I've never done that bad crime, so I've never. Okay, I've always dodged. That's all I'm saying. I've never gotten to the point where it is trouble with the law. Yeah. Make sure your plans benefit you and not others. Well, I guess to an extent everyone should do this, or you're going to end up in a bad place. So, to an extent, then you gotta wonder, like, who are these others that we're talking about? Because they're your friends and family, your loved ones, help them out, Okay, so because it says not others, instead of saying put yourself first mainly, it just straight up says not others. Because of that, I gotta disagree. I am an average person. Oh no, I'm utterly insane, guys. I am not an average person. I enjoy having sex with people. Oh. It sounds like my ex accusing me of something. I I don't know her. I have so many jokes right now, but then that wouldn't be an ASMR video. Okay, so disagree. Wait, let me read this right. Yeah, that's disagree. Okay, so most people can't be manipulated. Oof, I think almost the entirety of marketing focuses on how to catch people's attention and guide them toward, you know, doing whatever or for them to buy into whatever product or service you're selling. Even culture, for example, like you could sell culture, like you could manipulate whole bunches of people to believing something is cool, and then they add it, they're all liking it, and then bam, a whole part of a city thinks it's cool to do something. I mean, I think that's how most social media things happen. I mean, well, that would be more widespread through internet, not particularly physical locations, but yeah, for sure people get manipulated. I insist on getting the respect I deserve. I want to say yes, but again, this sounds like you're demanding pretty hard. I would just be like, don't disrespect me. Like, you don't have to kneel, but yeah, just be cool. So okay, so I think I'm gonna but slightly disagree, because the word insist, it's like there's a problem, and I mean, if someone did disrespect me, I'd have to fix that, right? But I mean, I think that's normal. Like, I would do it in a normal manner. The word insist stresses that you're probably going to do something more, or you're going to get extra bothered by it. I don't think I would in most cases, so slightly disagree. Like, I would probably just avoid the person. I'll say anything to get what I want. That's like a title of a punk rock song. Like, I think I could make a song like that. Yeah. I'll say anything to get what I want. Kind of reminds me of the mid 2000s, where a bunch of punk pop songs had like really long titles. The good old days. Anyway, disagree. Get results. This is such an odd looking page. 2 words in the whole page. Let's click on it. And hopefully we don't get blown up. So they're gonna tell us, are these the results you were looking for? And then bam, we blow up. Oof. What did I get? Okay, I don't know if that's psychopathy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's check this out. So, scores on each scale are reported 1 to 5. So 1 being low, 5 being high. This is how scores were reported on the original article that introduced the ST3. Okay, so what do we got here? So this test is called the OSSP. And wait, Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, so this is what I scored. Oh, we even have a nice little graph here. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Okay. So Machiavellism. Where the hell am I? Right here. Oof. Okay, so I'm at the low end, a little before the common. However, I am extremely on the left tail over here from everyone else that took this test. That is surprising. I wouldn't. Well, most people I made, I don't think they're much of Machiavellist or that manipulative, or maybe they just suck at it. I don't know. Maybe that's a good question. Would more people manipulate others if they could? That's a good question to ask. Because like the average person, they're not that good at it. Like, you know what? I'm biased. I don't know. I'm only speaking from people I know. So now narcissism. Oof. I'm a Jesus, guys. I am above average. Defeated. Okay. So we got 3.3. I'm right here. Dang. That's all I gotta say about that, I guess. I mean, this is. Yeah. I wonder how these people are over here. Are they like main eventers? Like they show up everywhere and it's like, me, yeah, me. Wow. Or are these people over here are just very shy? The people on the one? Oh, at least I am somewhere in the middle. The only thing I feel normal. The only time I feel normal. Anyway. Psychopathy. 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 Okay. So, what we got? We got 0.9. Wow. Wow. Wait, what? I confused myself. Huh. Wait, how did I... Well, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So I'm way the hell over here. Right, am I reading this wrong? Am I nuts? Have I forgotten? No, I'm not reading this wrong. I was tripping out. I was like, this graph is weird, but no. Oof. So yeah, I am like way the hell over here somewhere. Did I just break the scale or like? So it's saying. I'm super crazy. Or I'm slightly crazy. Or I'm so crazy I broke it. Or I'm not crazy at all. Wow. That's the more you know. I'm sorry, I'm being too goofy, guys. It's like a calming ASMR video, and at the same time, it's about a semi-serious subject, and I'm just a goofball. Okay, so What is it actually saying though? Because 5 is high, right? Yeah. Dang. Okay, well, let's read what we got. Oh, Machiavellism, we already understood it, right? It came from a guy named Niccolo Machiavelli. That was his argument. He's a philosopher that said that you gotta step on people if you want to be the champ, right? And that was his thing. That was his writing. That you gotta be the man. If you're gonna be the man, you gotta manipulate everybody by whatever means necessary. So, next one, narcissism. Well, we talked about this in the beginning, self-superiority, entitlement, dominance. Yeah, it comes from Narcissus, right? Little character. Yeah, and then we got my favorite one right here, psychopathy. So, personality trait of being low empathy and high impulsivity. Persistent pattern of deviant behavior and a disregard for others. Psychopathy is the trait most closely connected to criminal behavior. So this is telling me I'm not a criminal, right? I won. Yeah. So that's a good thing though, right? High empathy, yeah. Alright guys, well, that's the end of this video. I'm just saying here that how they use the sample sizes. I took like 4 statistic classes in college. I even tutored it, and I don't remember almost any of this. Something levels of confidence, something standard deviation, something. I guess if I read back to it, I would remember. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Again, you guys could follow along on the little test thing. I probably took a long time finishing it since the average time is like 3 minutes. But again, psychopathy, so I took extra, So again, follow along, tell me what you guys get in the comments. And until next time, guys, I will see you. So, take care.